Well, I got the third member out of this Samurai. And it's sitting on the back of the El Camino tailgate. Actually, I should probably park this thing this way from now on, especially after I start getting it all prettied up, because I ain't going to lay parts on the hood anymore. I can use the tailgate, my workbench, and make a little thing up there in the front to protect the nose, and I can park it out from the, whatever. You know what I mean? So it'll still be covered. Anyway, in a carport, that is. So what I did was, I had this mark already. This was to the U-joint drive shaft. So I ground a little mark in here and I put white paint on it. I didn't put it real deep. I mean, I could have used a chisel, but I used a Dremel tool. So this to that's your pinion, right? So when you put the ring gear on, this is the carrier it bolts up to. I'll have that. This is this is part of the casing. A little notch there, a little notch there. Then there's a notch on the ring gear itself. That's all lined up. And this cover probably don't matter which way the hell. I don't even think the ring gear matters which way it goes, as long as it's in relation to the pinion. But I'm going to put it on the carrier, in the same position. I'm also going to put this plate, whatever the hell you call this, to the carrier in the same position, because it'll be from here to there to there. And the only thing I got to do, put a couple notches, a notch on this side, notch on that side, count the number of turns, blah blah blah. And I'm going to take this out, and first I'm going to check I think the Backlash is, man, this thing, I'm surprised. Well, I'm not too surprised, because it doesn't look like it's wearing bad. I mean, I've seen ring gears that they're pretty. These are nice, sharp. These are sharp. I'm like, freaking, this thing looks like it's got low mileage on it, man. It's not the front one, it's the back one. So what the hell does that tell you about maintenance? There's your opinion. I could probably. All this stuff looks pretty good, man. Man, this I bet you the spider gear's in really good shape too. Because I got the kind that doesn't. I got the kind that uses their existing spider gears, the PowerTrax locker. Wow, baby, I'm impressed. That means maintenance. This has got 220,000 miles on this puppy, man. Wow. But I maintained the shit out of this thing, because I got it almost new. That's impressive. Okay, so we got the dial indicator on there. You can see that. Sometimes I can't tell if this camera's picking it up, but you see, just to move it back and forth, it is pretty damn close. It's supposed to be 4 to 6 thousandths, and it's 7.5. Not too bad, which means you have to move probably just one notch on this puppy, one notch to bring this in. You do each one of these adjusters one. Whoops. I dropped the light. You just move one of these in just one notch. You do each one the same amount. So this one it'll have to bring the gear in this way, just a hair to put it perfect. But that's not even screwed up, to tell you the truth, man. What is that? So 5. No, wait a minute. It's about 7 or 8. It's not that far off. But we're gonna move this one notch over when I go put it back in to bring it up to snuff, bring it up to where it should be exactly. So we got this marked here. So it'll probably turn that just one notch this way, and one notch that's marked there, one notch the other way, and that should do it. That should do it. It's really not far off, so it's not really that critical adjustment. So let's start taking this puppy apart. On second thought, I'm not even going to mess with the adjusters, because you got to check different parts of the ring gear. That's 5 or 6 thousandths, so it's supposed to be between 4 and 6. It's so damn close. I mean, if it was 7 in some places and 6, that's you know, factory spec. That's about 5. It's right smack in the middle of the range. So I guess you got to check it in the different places. So I'm going to leave those adjusters exactly where they were. That should be fine. Okay, so I bagged things right and left. Pop, pop. Counted the number of turns, 6 turns, and took the ring gear off, put the bolts in there, use the impact on that. Next step, so come along okay. Now after these bolts are off, I think they're 12 millimeter. You can't use you got to use a skinnier socket to get in there. Just comes off. Now you got your side gears and shit. So that's what we're going to be replacing and stuff. So anyway, we're going to be saving our side gears on the side, and this one goes there. Let's put it over here with that one, and we're going to take these pins out. These come out. How these look. Man, this thing don't have too much wear in it. Holy shit. Not at all. Not much at all. So anyway. And this puppy, I should mark that. I want to put that in there the same way. Yeah. Anyway. So anyway, looking good so far. Okay, so we got our side gear in here. The side gear looks good, right? I don't see nothing wrong with that. So you know, this is the kind that you reuse the existing side gears. Okay. So then this goes in next, faces down. That's what it locks in there. It goes click, 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 click. Then you got this washer thing that goes over that, and it's designed to be. There's the hell is it? This block goes in here next, or marked it. You don't really need to, I don't think, but I said that's the top, and I said that's that. Then that goes in there. Now the next thing, you're not going to reuse these pins. You got these other pins that come with the kit in here. They reuse, put them in there. See? Yeah, see, I got a Samurai carrier, so I think the other carrier, these are different size or some crap. You know, the SJ 410, this is 85, so it's like a 1 year. The third member is a Samurai with a different gear ratio, and the axles are the same length as the SJ 410. So we'll put these pins in here next. Then you gotta put the springs in there and the pins. Now you see these little springs. You got 4 bigger springs and 4 little springs. The little springs go inside the bigger springs, and the springs sit in the oblong hole, and the pin, which is those 4 pins, they sit in the round hole. So on this side, this round hole would match up with to be the pin side, and the spring would be in the oblong hole over there. So you got to put them in with grease so they don't fall out, and hope you don't screw nothing up. Or, you know, make sure they're all in there nice and lined up. Then once this bolt's on there, you're home free, pretty much. Okay, I got the 2 springs in there, the little spring inside the bigger spring. These are like the oblong holes, and these are the round holes, right? The round holes where the pin goes, and we have them on the other side here. There's the pin, there's the oblong hole. So this pin goes over the spring there, and then that spring goes over the pin there. That's what holds all the tension in place. And then we have the little thrust washer thing, whatever the hell it is, that goes in there. What's this? That goes over that. So, well, I'll put the camera down, and then we put that on top of it. All right. Of course, you'll oh, excuse me, we got the spider gear to go in there yet. And that has the yeah, I was forgetting something. It has these little thrust washers. Make sure these thrust washers go in there like where they belong, you know. And anyway, how do I got this again? That faces down. I would double check this. Might have done it wrong. No, I had it right. It's a side gear, then a coupler. The coupler faces down. Then the washer. That's the washer right there. Then we got the springs in there. And then this piece, that piece, the washer goes over that. That's what it is. Okay. And okay, so it'll fit inside the coupler. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. I got it. We're good. We're good. Okay, so that coupler's in there, and you see it's got spring. I just kind of dropped, you know, I was just careful how I dropped it in there. Then that washer I was talking about, it goes over that block. See, it's over the block. That's that washer right here. And I guess that gives you enough space between that, you know, your spider gear, and you know, that deal. So, and then this just goes over that. So we're going to put this together now. I'm going to probably, well, I'll clean out those holes. I'm going to put a couple bolts in there just so I got this shit done tonight. So you can actually see how this is done. That is it. Well, not all of it. You got to put this back in, but That's the basic installation right there. It's not too bad. Not too bad. Now I just snugged down 4 bolts, so I can kind of put this away for tonight, and tomorrow I'll be putting them in with some Loctite blue, torquing down the ring gear, installing the bearings with the turns, 6 turns, whatever the hell it was I marked on there, 6 turns, and checking the backlash. And then we installed the pumpkin and put the axles in. One thing I should do, I wonder if I could check this somehow. Before I put it in, and see if it clicks. It goes click, 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 but maybe not, because it's not enough leverage. I'll find out, I guess, when I put it in. Yeah, again, when you take these little spider gears, make sure you take these things out. But you do leave your, like on the side gears, you do leave that little spacer, whatever the hell it is, a thrust washer, whatever the hell it is. You keep that. If it's missing, somebody did something wrong before or something. So, but these, when you take these out, just remember that. Don't kind of leave them in there on the side, because they got stuck in there with some grease. Not, you can easily screw that up, and it'll chew it up. You get a piece of metal in there or something. So, they're going to throw that in there too. So, should be okay. Should be okay. Anyway, I'll do part 3 tomorrow, or if it's not raining out.